day of Ramadan. His time is just flying by. Now, Ramadan 87.7 FM, you can listen to us on iTunes, you can listen to us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and all those other social media platforms. And you can call in on 0116 482 2086, or you can even WhatsApp us on 077 48 855 Now, I see that most of you are sleeping. I want you to wake up right away and listen in, because we're going to have a fantastic guest on to talk to you, to inform you, to excel your KIP. Your knowledge is power. And you know what we say every day? Your knowledge is your education, and your education will become your wisdom, and your wisdom is going to change the world, and you're going to say, I'm going to be the change that I want to see in this world. That's what it's all about, brothers and sisters. So are you ready? If you are ready, put your right hand up and let me know if you're ready, because I can feel the energy over there. I can feel that. So all of you listening in, whoever's listening in right now and wants a voucher can WhatsApp me right away, 077 48 855 No, it's not a KFC or a McDonald's vouchers. We don't do those. We do some good vouchers here from the shops on Evington Road. Now, today I'm going to ask you all, I'm going to test your knowledge about your city. How well do you know your city? I'm going to ask you a question. Do you know the Green Guardians? If you know the Green Guardians, put your right hand up right away and tell me, who are the Green Guardians? Do you know who they are? Yes, anybody? Anybody can send me a WhatsApp now and tell me if you know the Green Guardians, 0777 48 855 Well, if you don't know, then I'm very, very upset with you. I'm very sad that you don't know. You got to step up your knowledge bank, and you got to get familiar with the Green Guardians. Who are they? Well, I'll tell you who they are. I came yesterday on the Evington Road, and the road was a tip. You know what I'm saying? A tip?
Yeah.
I thought I was at the wrong place. I thought, have I arrived at the skip? That's how it was. Like it had been trashed. Something like there was a concert on the night before, and it was an absolute junkyard. Then around 11 o'clock, I'm looking out the window and I see the Green Guardians. Whole lot of them, I counted about 15 of them. They're walking up and down. What are they doing? They're clearing the road. They've got their orange visors on, and they've got their sticks. And you know what I saw? I saw kids with them, children. And I thought, what's going on? I must go down there and investigate. So I talked to them, and I found out that this Green Guardians was founded by a teacher at a school called Amina and her best friend, and they were really worried about the environment, about the plastic bottles and the impact, and she's worried about her children, and she's worried about her grandchildren to come. And she says, we got to step up and do something about it. So they are going on Evington Road, they are going to Spinney Hill area, they're going to Cossington area, they're going all over Leicester, because they want a clean city. Now, on Sundays, the council, they don't come out on Sundays to clear the streets and clean. But we sometimes all take it for granted that, it's not my job. I don't have to do that. The council do it. I pay my rates, and that's what I pay them for. It's their job to clear up. But no, that's not true. And when you see that people walk around and they'll have a cigarette and they'll throw their cigarette on the pavement, try doing that in Singapore if you can, and immediately you'll get fined. And that is why Singapore is called a clean city. So when you walk around on your streets, you will see thousands of cigarette stubs on the road. So we have to change mindsets. We have to tell people that this rubbish belongs to you, dispose of it. Now, all of you who can't do that, then I'm kindly asking you to stay at home and hibernate and don't come out. Stay at home. Then we'll have a clean city. So we just got to work hard to change mindset. And people are afraid to tell somebody that you've just thrown your cigarette stub on the floor. and they'll slap you one. That's the kind of society we are involved in now. So one gentleman, elderly gentleman, he was with his walking stick, and he said, I've been living here for 60 years. I am so happy to see this cleaning up operation. I'm very happy. So even people were generally just watching and feeling good, but people were afraid to go and say, well done. So it's a shock to them. It's a shock to their system when they see children, mothers from all different diversities cleaning up. So what I'm saying, brothers and sisters, you all have to take the initiative to support these people. They need support. What do they need? They need a little bit of money to get their visors printed and get some kit on and do some social media marketing so they can send a message and become stronger for it. So we are very much committed to work across the city with all organizations, charity or community organizations who are supporting community initiatives. That's what we are here to do, is all work together in partnership. That's what we want to do. So if you want to be part of that team, you have to come forward, talk to us, and let's get it together and make it happen. This is not a task for one person. This is a task for all of us to be proactive. That's what we have to do. So we are live here on Ramadan Radio, 87.7 FM. So I'm waiting for someone here to acknowledge that they know the Green Guardians, and we can then have a little later on that. But in the meantime, I'm going to talk to you about one of our esteemed guests who has taken the time to come here to the studio. Like me, we're just fully wide awake now, aren't we?
Oh yeah, I'm an early bird.
Of course. Now, I'm going to allow my guest to introduce herself to you directly.
Hi, my name is Yusra Alagei. Please excuse the voice. We had a big event on Saturday, so I've completely lost it. And I'm the co-owner of Skate Parlour in Leicester, a new skate park that's open off Saffron Lane.
That is wonderful. So where exactly is that location?
So Saffron Lane is in the Ayleston area, kind of verging on Ayrsmont, that kind of side of town. It's easily accessible by bus. It's not far from here. You know, it takes me 10 to 15 minutes to get there if there's no traffic. And there are lots of buses there. So yeah, it's in the Ayleston area. Saffron Lane's a big main road that goes towards Pork Pie Roundabout, and we're just on Burgess Road, exactly. And you can't miss us. We've got a big pink door and a pink sign.
Right, I must visit that.
Yeah, I hope you do.
Come and have a look, and
maybe we'll get you on your skateboard.
Enjoying my old days, you know. I went to school around that area.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's an area very dear to me when I drive by there, by the Pork Pie Roundabout.
Oh, wicked.
So it's interesting. As Monsel, that's where all my friends lived.
Oh, okay.
And I still keep in touch with them.
No, mashallah, that's
yeah,
good.
So that area is exciting to know that things are happening over there. So your skateboard park, tell us a little bit more about this. You call the skate parlor, yes?
Yes, so it's skate parlor. So we started trying to build a skate park after the existing one in Leicester closed down in 2018. And that one was, you know, around in the community for years, and everyone knew it, and it was very dear to everyone's hearts. But unfortunately, it closed down. Skate parks aren't very sustainable businesses, and that's why we decided to make it a community project and register ourselves as a community group, because that way we can get funding for it, and it doesn't need to be like opening a shop or trying to, you know, make profit, all that kind of stuff. It's a sport. It's something that brings the community together. It's something that supports a lot of people with mental health issues and young people as well. So we decided we need to do something about this, because there was a big loss when Boardroom closed down, and it seemed that no one was doing anything about it.
And Boardroom was whereabouts in Leicester?
Boardroom was in town on I think it's called St John's Industrial Estate. It's opposite St Margaret's bus station. There's a whole industrial estate there, and it was in one of the units. It wasn't a massive park. Our park is not big at all, but it definitely has a lot of history. A lot of people who've gone there, and a lot of loyal fans of Boardroom.
Okay, so I'm interested to know about the sustainability, because everything in our community, if it's not sustainable, then it's going to close down, and the COVID did not help either.
Yeah.
So we've had 2 years of absolute total chaos, and everybody has been... So we got a call already.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, yes, put it through. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, the call's not coming through. Hello? No, the call's not coming through. So this is live radio.
There's a bit of a time lag.
Technical issues there, right? Yeah, are you there? Well, I'm ready whenever you are. So callers
Will it
dropped
come
out.
through the headphones?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Our producer today, even he's, I think, waking up, So, are we on? Hello? Okay, we carry on. When the call
I
is
can
in,
hear you
then
clearly, but
we'll
I'll call back
continue
in a
with
sec.
that. So the caller, I think you're going to have to call in again or try again. And our producer's, working out his controls. Right. Where were we now? We were saying?
Sustainability and community projects.
Now, we're saying after COVID, we've all had a big hit and we are picking up again. We are starting the cycle again of community engagement and our community development, and we have so much to catch up on. So young people are key to the future.
Yeah, I think COVID really shifted attitudes amongst young people. In a good way for skateboarding, there was a massive increase in those who skate.
Hello.
Hi, good morning. Assalamu alaikum.
I can't hear the caller. I can't hear the caller.
Hello. Hi, good morning. Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yes, now I can hear the caller. Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome, salam, brother. How are you doing this morning?
Yeah, we lost you then because you won't believe it. Shall I tell you what the reason was? Right?
Go on.
Our producer, he's like not fully on charge at the moment yet. And the switch on the wall, what we call the plug. It was switched off. And
I think this is like the entire pandemic where it's all, you've been on mute, you're on mute.
Yeah.
And what I had to do was do one of those Superman feats, look around and then go and switch it on, right? And
Well done.
I had to do one of those heroic tasks. So that's it. Now I feel a little bit energetic now because I feel more technical than I was when I
And
came
there's
into
actually
the
something
studio.
coming through the headphones now.
Yeah. So we're happy now. You've instilled some positive energy in us. And your good name is?
Richard.
Yeah, how are you, Richard? You're listening in on this wonderful initiative about the skate park?
I am listening in. I'm also checking out skateparkparlor.com, which is MaMa Skate CIC's website, and it looks really good. You can see exactly what their kind of ethos is, what they're looking at doing. I think it's fascinating that a young Asian girl has come from a kind of a background to set this sort of thing up. So I was kind of wondering where the motivation came from. So it doesn't traditionally seem like the sort of demographic that would have set something like this up. And I'm fascinated by it just because it seems like a great initiative.
Well, that is great. Now you're going to ask Yusra yourself. Now you've asked the question, Yusra. Fire away, answer.
Yeah, well, thank you first of all for your kind words. I'm Arab, just for the record. So I'm from Libya originally, and yeah. So skateboarding was something that I never even looked at as a teenager or even in my early 20s, and I just happened to stumble across it because my friend who I own the business with took her young daughter, who was 6 at the time, to Boardroom. And we just go there and have cups of tea and watch the kids skate, and then I thought, I'll give it a go, and then I started skating myself. But both her children were so you know, in love with skateboarding, and then the skate park shut down like a month later. So they were upset. I was upset. You know, the whole community was, you know, a bit distraught, and there was a massive void. So that was the motivation. You know, being business owners ourselves, we just thought, you know, there's something we could do about this, and observing the fact that, you know, it wasn't an easy business to keep alive. We just thought it needs to be approached a different way, and the community needs to come together now and build a new skate park.
I assume that in your time doing this as well, you must have had a few kind of slips, trips and falls and cuts and grazes. What advice would you give somebody who's potentially looking at getting into skateboarding and thinking, I'm either too old, too young, or I might hurt myself?
Okay. Well, we do our best to do sessions for people of different age groups. Because I know, and everyone knows firsthand who's ever skateboarded, that you're often very self-conscious because there's a lot of cool guys down the park doing awesome tricks, and they're young and they're popping really high, and you're just like, wow, I can't do that.
Exactly.
Or you see someone fall over and you're like, okay, I don't want that to happen to me. But
I see stuff like this on my Instagram, but I'm just to share I'm 37, and this looks like a lot of fun to me, but I'm probably a little bit scared and apprehensive of getting on a skateboard as well, if I'm honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we have adult beginner sessions. We've got an over 30s night called Silver Foxes. It's the last Friday of every month. And we do those sessions for people who want a more calmer, friendlier environment. And, you know, people have made loads of friends at these sessions, and we've seen people come a long way from, you know, when we first opened last year till now, and we've seen them progress. And these are all people, you know, in their 30s. We've got some people who are over 50. So there is no age limit. I mean, I started when I was 26, which is not young in terms of the skateboarding game. There's a lot of people who started much, much younger, you know, when they were children, 10 or even younger. So I'd say don't let it stop you. Get on your skateboard. There's YouTube's a massive help, but also come down to the park, and there's, you know, all of us lot there who are happy to help.
I personally will, just because I hadn't heard of you previously until Zed said, tune into the show. There's a fascinating young lady coming on, talk about skate parks. I said, skating's always been fun to me. I remember doing it as a kid with 2 feet with roller skates at Granby Halls, but that's since shut down. So I think this is a great initiative, and because for me, it's actually down the road, but I didn't know you guys existed until I heard you on the show. So I think over time, as more and more people hear about you, you'll organically grow. But I'm in the Glen Parva area, and Saffron Lane and Elston is literally 2 minutes down the road to me, and I was like, how could I not have heard of such an amazing initiative? So I think over time you will organically grow, because you look amazing. I can see the pictures online, and it looks like a great organisation.
Thank you. Yeah, no, alhamdulillah, we're doing really well, and I think I know we're not resting on our laurels or anything, but we use Instagram a lot and Facebook, and it's brought so many people in that we've been overwhelmed, and there hasn't been a lot of, you know, conventional advertising in terms of flyers or maybe adverts on billboards or things like that. And that's probably why people who maybe aren't so active on social media haven't heard of us. But thanks to things like this, like Ramadan Radio, then people are hearing more about us. And I'm sure that there's a lot to talk about. I don't want to.
Right then, Richard, I think it's a good idea. You're a great idea to go there and engage.
I am definitely going to go there. I probably tag it on my Instagram as when I go. Hopefully not of me falling in slow motion, but I'm definitely going to pop down.
So now,
hopefully we'll see you. Just
to remind you, Richard, the A to Z of our diversity in Leicester, we've now got a L for Libya. Right?
Exactly.
So we're filling that A to Z up very fast now, and it's wonderful because we're trying to engage and identify, let people know, be aware of how much diversity we have in the city.
Just on this call alone, we have Uganda, Libya, and Fiji.
Yeah, wow.
Well, that's 4 people almost. Yeah, we've done well there. So thank you, Richard, for your call. And I'm sure that Yusra will be looking forward to meeting you. And Yusra, you'll look after him, yeah?
Yeah, of course. We always do.
Thank you, Richard.
I look forward to seeing you guys.
And we'll have to forward you, or when you come to the studio again, a voucher. So,
that'd be amazing.
Yeah, a voucher for one of the shops downstairs.
Awesome.
Great. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks for having me on the show. Take care.
Thanks,
You guys have a
Richard.
great day.
Bye.
Thank you. What a wonderful guest.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah. He's wide awake. He's fired us up as well because, you know, he's full of energy. He sounds like he's a 5 o'clock man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Full of beans.
That's right. So, you know, what he was talking about, that how he didn't even know about it, right? So awareness in everything that we do in our city is absolutely crucial, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And I think a big thing for me is, you know, it's great. The skate park's really busy, but the ethnic communities aren't represented at all.
Are you talking about the ethnic minority communities, or are you talking about the ethnic majority communities?
Ethnic majority communities.
Yeah.
You know, Leicester's got a large Indian, African, Pakistani,
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan,
Iranian.
Right, you know, mashallah, we've got a really big ethnic community. But say from the larger groups, so the Indian, Africans and the Muslims and the Pakistanis, they are not represented in skateboarding in general, and certainly not at our skate park. And that's always been like something that really bothers me. Not due to their fault or anything. It's the fact that they're not represented. They don't see themselves in the sport, and then it's a vicious cycle where you don't see yourself in it, so you think that's something that white people do, and you can't relate. And then you don't access it, you don't try it. We do have a few young people from the Asian community, but I could count them on one hand, and that's out of a skate school group that's over 120 kids. So it's a bit sad. And what we want to do about that is hopefully get into schools, some inner city schools, and do some skateboarding sessions with them so that they can give it a go. Because it's one of those things that you're always going to be scared to give skateboarding a go. But once you're on it and you realise, oh, I haven't fallen over and this is quite fun, it's quite an adrenaline rush and it's really fun, you'll realise you can do it, and it is for everyone, it is for you. And hopefully we'll get them down the park as well.
I'm sure that we can thresh out some ideas to make that happen,
Yeah.
because if we have some mobile kit, you can bring it out to like the Spinney Hill Park, the Cossington Park, and all the different parks in different parts of the city, and bring your kids over there. They can do some demonstrations.
Yeah, definitely.
And
I mean,
do a bit of meet and greet.
yeah.
Right? And this is one of the challenges that we have taken on, that we have to cross over areas in the city, because as long as I've been in this city, I've seen that different pockets of the city are containing different people from different regions of the world. Mm-hmm. And if we do these crossovers more often, we will step up our engagement, won't we?
Yeah, definitely.
So we can work on that, can't we, afterwards? We have got an initiative where we want to bring many charity organizations and community organizations together from across the board.
Yeah.
And all of them then are supported by our local government and our commercial enterprises in the city of Leicester.
Yeah.
Because how many businesses there are? There are thousands of businesses.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, Leicester's so saturated.
Yeah. Well, every city is like that. But if we take the city back into our own hands, it will make a difference.
Yeah.
Now, if I go back to Esmonsal or Saffron Lane, an area where I grew up in my school days, and I do something there, I'll have a feel-good factor, won't I?
Yeah, you know, it's something you can't ignore. The area of Saffron Lane and that part of Ayleston is statistically one of the most crime-ridden and underprivileged areas of Leicester. So, you know, the fact that we've applied for funding for certain things, but it's never been rewarded on the aspect that this is actually a very low income area in terms of the police commissioner's fund and things like that. We've received funding to support women, we've received funding to support mental health, and now we want to focus on the fact that there are youth in that area that are growing up in this cycle of antisocial behaviour, or maybe domestic violence at home, or just crime, or just low income, and not having access to pay for skate school and things like that. So there are a lot of groups who need support, as well as supporting the general skateboarding community.
So in your capacity there, you are what I call an early detection system. So if you have a kid who comes there 8 years old, you get to know his circumstances, and you can then support him in the sense that you want to avoid him to get into the wrong path and set him on the correct path of journey of life.
Yeah.
And this is what it's all about. Even if you can support 2, 3, 4 kids and put them in the right path, you'll have done a huge service to the community, and also imagine the blessings from their parents that you get. And these are kind of things that really energize you to make it feel that, yes, it was worth it because you saved a kid.
Yeah, definitely.
And we have this disparity all across the country, everywhere. So can you tell us a little bit more about your own background in skateboarding, please? I want to know.
It's not very exciting. I mean, I started skating when I was 26, and
you're a late starter.
Late starter, yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
And I just go down to the park with Lily, who's my business partner in
I am having a little problem to understand that, because you don't even look past 18 to me.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment, and alhamdulillah, slow aging. But I'm 29. I'll be 30 in July. And so I just picked it up, as I said earlier, because my friend's daughter was skating, and I just thought it'd be a bit funny to have her go on a skateboard, but turns out it was really addictive. And there's something about skateboarding specifically that is an escape and completely down to the individual. It's not about anybody else. It's just for you. And because it is a bit dangerous, it's more fun. It's like an adrenaline rush. And I don't know if anyone's ever tried surfing, but once you surf once and you catch that first wave, it's like, wow, and you just want to do it again. Like it's a really good feeling. So that was my thing. I just would be this 26-year-old lady who'd come from work in a dress and skate at boardroom after work, and was pretty rubbish. And I'm still not that great, but it's that, like I said, it's not a competition. You can make it one if you want, but it's just about what you want to take from it. If you want to be awesome and learn a kickflip and do crazy tricks, it's an amazing feeling and you can do it. But also, if you want to just ride around and cruise, you can do that too.
Of course, you were there with your support, your best friend, who's now your partner in your business.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, when I say business, really, it is not a business where they are looking to make thousands of pounds, right? It's more their passion.
Yeah.
And it's what we call, these are the CDOs, the community development officers. That's what they're doing. They're working to do something where they know that they can feed back and make a difference. Yes?
Yeah, definitely.
And definitely. So we're going to try to signpost them to many other places where their awareness of their particular skateboard initiative is going to be highlighted, so people across the city, they can start engaging.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's what we want now. We're a city of, do you know how many people live in the city?
No.
Guess, take a guess.
I don't want to say. In Leicester?
Yeah.
1 million?
No, that
Less.
is, you're moving into the county now. In the city.
In the city?
City is about, the region is between 360 and 400,000.
Way off.
So you be ready when the census will come out. And once we have a idea of how many people live in the city, and then we start working around all the areas that we have in the city, and you start targeting which area you want to attract, and you do it slowly and organically, you grow.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, the only thing stopping us at the moment is, like I said, myself and Lily have our own businesses, and to find experienced skateboarders who want to work in the community and are committed, that is our next challenge, because we do a lot, the two of us, and we've got an amazing crew of volunteers, but we want to be able to pay those people and also get them out doing real community work in all hours of the day, because at the moment we're kind of off peak times. So after 4 p.m. during the week and then Saturday and Sunday. Whereas really there's so much work to do. You need Monday to Friday, somebody working out there in the schools, in the community groups. And yeah, starting the children young and involving different ethnic minorities and ethnic majorities into the sport.
Are you familiar with the 3Ds? Right? I'm going to tell you now, our producer here, he doesn't quite catch up with the 3Ds. He says,
I don't think he can keep up with all your...
3Ds is, number 1D is discipline.
Yeah.
Now, you've got that, haven't you? Because if you're doing your day job and you're doing the skateboard park, you need a lot of patience, a lot of discipline. And you got to be strong, haven't you? Mentally.
Yeah.
So you have discipline. So don't let anyone tell you that you don't.
Alhamdulillah, yeah.
Right? So the second one, devotion, and you have that as well, don't you?
Yes, yeah. Alhamdulillah.
Now the third one is the best one, is detoxify in Ramadan.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Spiritually, mentally, and physically. Right? This is the essence of Ramadan, which I want to share with you and with everyone listening in right now, that it's so important that we only have 2 weeks left almost, this week and next week. And then Ramadan has come and gone.
Yeah.
So it's given us the opportunity to detoxify, recharge our batteries mentally. And that's what it's all about. We share, and we share that with other communities. That what is the essence of Ramadan. So when you are doing the work that you're doing, you're associating with so many different kinds of people, you need to share your humanity with them. And ultimately, that's what it's all about, isn't it? This week is EDI, and EDI week is diversity, and we want to work hard to put the D back into the diversity. And not just talk about it, but actually live by it.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm very proud of you that you are doing these things by action, not just by talk.
Thank you.
And you got to really take on board the support that will come your way, because when you're in the path of doing good, good will follow you. Right? Bad follows bad, and good follows good.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about. So
yes, cuff me.
there you are. So that's what's happening
Thank you so
here.
much, sir.
So we are not only just doing a presenting program, we are actually working here, supporting each other.
Definitely.
Right?
MashaAllah.
So skate parlor in Leicester, in the Esmonsel area on Saffron Lane. So that's where everybody who needs to get there, it's not hard to find it. You can just go and Google and put in their skate parlor Leicester, and it will show up on there, right? So you're working together with another skate park as well, which are assisting you. I read up on the internet, MaMa Skate CIC.
So we are MaMa Skate CIC.
Yeah.
And that's what we were before the skate park existed. So between 2018 and 2021, there was no skate park. So we would do free clinics at Victoria Park or sometimes Braunston, where we would be there, we'd put it on Instagram, we'd say, hey, we're going to be here at this time, it's girls only, or it's this age only, or whatever, and we're going to support people who want to skate. We've got helmets, we've got pads, we've got skateboards. So if you want to try skateboarding but you're too worried to do it on your own, come down to the park. So we do those workshops. We did creative workshops, like arty things, in collaboration with Graphwork, who are an awesome company as well. They do a lot of community work in terms of art and graffiti and things like that. So yeah, MaMa Skate CIC is us, and that's what our company is called. And that's that's how we started. Those are our roots, which is, the community work. That was when we had no skate park, and trying to get people to skate in green spaces and at the park and things like that, because otherwise, the skateboarding sport was kind of declining. Apart from the existing skaters, there were no new skaters coming about until the pandemic, until lockdown, and that's when there was a boom in the sport.
So all of you listening in, you can try to understand the importance of engaging sports with our young generation, because these are the young people who are going to shape tomorrow. They're the ones who are going to run our city in some capacity or another.
Yeah.
And if we engage them early and we start working, we can change mindsets. We don't have to be area eccentric. If we are area eccentric, we don't cross over, we will never step up our game on engagement.
Yeah.
So we talk about this in this EDI week, that we have coexistence, but do we have integration?
Yeah, I think that's an important word. When we integrate communities, I mean, we didn't necessarily choose to open in Saffron Lane. There are very limited spaces on where you can open a skate park. You need a big space. You need something that's sheltered. You need basically an industrial unit. And we searched for 2 years, and we ended up in Saffron Lane, and it's great. I'm from Highfield, so I just live around the corner from here. And, you know, I don't see my Highfields community at Saffron Lane. And I don't know if it's our culture, if it's our people, but we stick to our own, or we stick to our own areas. And it's great to have a close community. But there are things beyond, and there are opportunities beyond. And we need to be willing to get out there and do it. I know, especially if you're a young Muslim girl, you might find it hard you might not be allowed to go somewhere on your own, or you might not be at that stage yet. But if you tell your parents about skateboarding and show them the work that we do, they'll see that it's not maybe what they think. They might think it's, you know, lads down the park having a smoke and a drink and getting hurt. But actually it's not that, and they don't make up the community. There's a large majority of the community who are just out there to do the sport and to have fun and to meet other people. And you'll meet so many people through skateboarding, and it's definitely changed my life. So yeah, I just want to share it, and I hope people move out of their comfort zones and try something new.
That is wonderful. Interesting what you said is that we don't cross over to other communities, other areas.
Yeah.
Because that is the mindset that we have, and that is what's instilled into us. So what we can do is look for some solution to eradicate that to happen, because if we continue to live like that, then, you know, you've heard of the expression, same old, same old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're not going to go forward, are we?
Yeah.
So do we want the next 50 years to be the same as the last 50 years, or do you want to make them better?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's your choice. It's a choice. Don't let it be an option. Make a choice today, right? So if you make a choice and you want good for your children and for your grandchildren, then you can make a difference by taking part in all these community organizations like the Green Guardians have done.
Yeah.
They took an initiative and they said, look, we want a clean city. We want a green city. Where have you heard that to happen in this city? Have you come across that before?
No, I actually haven't. You know, obviously you see the people from the council picking up the litter.
Yeah,
or
we take it
whatnot.
for granted, don't we?
We do,
And we say that, oh, it's their job. They'll do it, right? We don't have to do it. That's their problem. But this is the issue. But the Green Guardians, they said, no, it's not their job. It is our job.
It's our job, and it's everyone's job. But also, especially in the Muslim community, you know, we should be looking after the space that we're in, and we should always be setting a clean and good example. So yeah, I can imagine it gets a bit crazy on Everton Road after iftar, but got to do our best to.
Yeah, we really all have to get involved and make a difference, because we can't just let our city just disintegrate.
Yeah.
Now, those of you listening in, we are running the appeal at the hospital, at the Leicester Children's Hospital. And Yusra, you'll be aware of that?
Yeah, my mum actually is a paediatrician.
Okay.
So she works at LRI and Glenfield.
Great. So now here, that all the presenters every day are saying that go on the Just Giving page, and the Children's Hospital are raising money to buy Eid gifts for the children who are on that ward. This is at the Royal, the new Children's Hospital that we raise funds for, and we raise a substantial amount of funds for that. And now we're working hard to get all community organizations, all the charities to say, get some money put aside from the monies that you raise and put it back into our community. Back into our community, so organization like you can benefit from that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, we do our best to fundraise as often as we can as well. So there's, unfortunately, there are a lot of people suffering around the world, and we just, we did fundraise for Palestine. We've given some money to charity to Yemen. There's so many things going on, but it's nice. It's always, it's obviously in Islam, you should help the people that are closest to you as well. So we'll definitely,
of course,
donate some to the Leicester Children's Hospital.
Between we do that internationally, but we've set aside some monies for something local. Then we can grow our communities better and stronger.
Yep.
Now we have not just one community; we have many communities now, and if every community is doing their own thing, we won't collectively grow. We will be putting the S back into the word segregation. And what we need to do is integration.
Yeah.
So that's when the work you are doing, I will emphasize again, the value of it is not just, it's not a business. I can guarantee you that it's not going to be that, it's a business. No, it's a serious community development initiative, because all the kids, when we engage them in physical activity, sports, not all of them are going to play football.
Yeah.
Not all of them are going to play cricket and rugby, hockey. Some of them are going to say, no, I like swimming. So we have to build to their strengths, not their weaknesses. Every one of us is got to work to their positive...
To their strengths and their interests.
The positive mental attitude, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what we have to do. And that's what we have to do. And we have to share our skill sets, right? If I have skill sets, I have to pass them over to Yusra. She has a skill set. She has to pass them over to me. And we share with each other. And this is how we develop our humanity, don't we?
Yeah.
So, Yusra, I'm absolutely gobsmacked with having met a young person who is looking to do a lot of good in the community, and with a bit of support, with a bit of a push. Your partner is not here today, but what's she all about? Your partner, your best friend, you went to school with her?
Yeah. She's going on holiday tomorrow, big holiday with her family. So, and she's also very camera shy. But yeah, no, we work hard together. And, there's a lot of things that I struggle on and she's good at. So together we make a really good team, and, without her, I wouldn't have been able to do it. We built this park with our own two hands, and, there's a lot of mental strain on that, and also judgment from the community and things like that. So it's good to have someone there with you doing it.
That is fantastic. If you're listening in, what's her name?
Lily,
if you're listening in, I want you to call in on 0116-482-2086. But I kind of get a feeling that Lily is sleeping right now.
She's probably running around after her kids, trying to pack for the whole family. So, yeah, Easter Monday as well. So
did you tell her you were coming on today?
I did, yes, I did. And she was just like, well, better you than me. So.
Great.
Yeah.
So, Lily, we wish her luck with her holiday, and when she returns, she'll be firing on all cylinders.
Yes, yeah, inshallah. I hope she is.
Great. So both of you are pretty hooked up on this initiative, and I really pray that you will not let the passion go.
No, definitely not. I mean, I own a nursery with my sister, and I have a business that I have to run during the day, and this project is purely run on passion, and both businesses, alhamdulillah. But the skate park business is a non-profit, and it's run on passion, and it's run on care for the community and just trying to get as much people skating as possible.
So tell me a little bit about the health and safety here, right? So somebody's there, they send a kid over there. What kind of measures, what kind of assurances a parent has that if I send my 7-8-year-old, and I've seen some of your equipment, and you manufacture the slopes, the ramps and everything, yeah? And if somebody comes off that and does themselves an injury, and people worry about that, don't they?
Yeah, well, we're insured, and the park is, risk assessed every day. And the children must wear helmets. It's compulsory for children under the age of 14 to wear helmets. We also let the parents know upon registration and on our registration forms, skateboarding is considered a dangerous sport. It's not, like running around on a grass pitch, kicking a ball. You are on a piece of wood with wheels going really fast, going down ramps, going up ramps, dropping in on them, jumping off of things. So your child will get bumps and bruises 100%. And in, more unfortunate scenarios, they may get a broken bone. But, it happens very rarely. And, it only just makes them stronger. And that's all I can say, really. It's not, I can't pretend it's on the same sort of, it's more of a risky sport than, netball or football or any of those things. It's, considered one of the extreme sports like BMXing and things like that. So
it is exciting.
It's very exciting.
It's in the Olympics.
Yeah, so it's now in the Olympics. Hopefully in future there'll be more younger representatives, especially in women. So with women, we're kind of like a couple of decades behind the men in terms of skateboarding. So that's why you have, very young female representatives and then older guys who are representing the sport. But that's shifting now, and there's loads of girls skating. So hopefully those things change.
So, as I'm talking to you, so many ideas are flashing through my heads, right?
Yeah.
When I see the skateboarding in the Olympics, it's just unbelievable. It's just adrenaline, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if we could produce a champion from Leicester,
that would be amazing. That would be awesome.
Should that not be our challenge?
It should. I think the kind of like culture about the Olympics is still very young, and people are a bit apprehensive about it because skateboarding isn't an institutionalized sport as such, or it never has been. So a lot of old school people, or just even myself, is a bit apprehensive because now that it's in the Olympics, we have parents calling up like, how do I get my child in the Olympics? Or I want them to train and become an Olympic skateboarder. And it's like, no, it's not like that. There's still, it is, you might have someone who starts at the same age, both 6-year-olds, and one progresses, massively, really, really quickly. And the other is a slow burner. It's not a grading system where people go through grades with skateboarding. Each individual is completely different, and you've got to put in a lot of work. So.
We have another call.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, put it through. Hello.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Brother Ted, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Are you listening in, brother?
Yes, as always.
Yeah.
I'm listening. I'm listening to it.
You're listening attentively. You're full of positive energy, just like me, yeah?
I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, alhamdulillah.
You know what we say? Start putting your right hand up and stretch a little bit and get fit. So, what do you think about this skateboarding initiative?
It's obviously not skateboard fun, but listening to the initiative, I think it's a good initiative. The only concern for me is when you touched up on the health and safety side. Now, I appreciate it's not a sport for everyone, and it is difficult with parents. Obviously, if they know that they're going to go there, the risks are there. Why would they send the kids to skateboarding knowing that there's going to be risks? So I think that might be a barrier for some parents and some elderly ones who want to basically do it, but. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Health and safety, obviously, with that sport is really, really important. As the sister said, on the football pitch, you do get injured, you do get injuries, but not to that extent if you basically fell off the skateboard. So I think that's a barrier more than anything else. And I know we don't talk about barriers on the show, but it's a fact, and you've got to work with facts, with obviously with the risk and the risk side of it.
I think what I've experienced as myself a Muslim and a Libyan person, and also working with Indian, Pakistani Muslim communities for many years now. This is even before the skateboarding. A lot of our apprehensions are very fear-based. We live in almost a fear-based community. The reason why you would want to send your child skateboarding is A, if they have an interest in it, if they want to do it, I don't think you should stop them. And B, there are measures, there are helmets, there are elbow pads, there are knee pads, there is supervision. But I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's not, they will fall over. And at the same time, on a football pitch, you could suffer a broken bone, or, I've seen horrific injuries in sport and things like that. So in any sport, there is risk to injury. In skateboarding, it's the same. It's the same, but we take extra measures like protective gear to protect the children who do it. And that's not limited to children. If there is an adult who wanted to skate, adults wear helmets and pads, and we have a lot spare at the park for anybody who comes and wants to put protective gear on. But it's each to their own. If you're concerned as a parent, you don't have to take them skateboarding, but I do think that's a hurdle that we need to overcome as a community, because I know growing up Arab, everything was very fear-based, and stay away from that, stay away from this, whereas really when you give it a go, and you realise that there are measures in place, or if you're taught correctly, then it's not so bad.
Like all of the sports, there is a risk in every sport of injury. But I think I was suggesting to Yusra that if they bring some kit over, and like at Spinney Hill Park, for example, and they do a little bit of fun day, and meet people and meet and greet and do some crossover of communities from Esmonsal to come over to Spinney Hill Park, and likewise do our engagement. So that is one of the ideas. Do you have an idea, brother, listening in?
To have an idea. As I said, it's a good initiative, but for me personally, as I said, I'm not. It's not about. This is not about having a debate. It's just, as I said, it's just choices, and it's the barriers are. I know what you're trying to say, sister. It's a very, very good thing what you're trying to do, and I'm not questioning you about that. The problem is barriers. I think we talk about it. I think we can sit here. We can talk about it till doomsday, but the problem is it's the barrier, and it's action. We need action rather than words. And I think the problem is, till people don't come out of those barriers and those fears, I don't think we get, as Brother Zed said, we can't move forward.
I'm not quite sure what you mean. So the risk of injury is a barrier.
Yeah, I think it is.
So unfortunately, that if you see that as a barrier, that will never change, because the sport will never change. And then
I'm not saying the sport's going to change. I'm not saying that.
Just because you said about doing something about it, I'm not quite sure.
Of course, we have to be full of positive energy. If you go and start box ticking all the negative issues, then we're not going to move forward, right? We're going to deal with those things.
Of course. I think I'm being misunderstood here. I don't think I'm saying. I'm not saying it's what do you call it? It's not. But it's as I said. I said it, and I'll say it again. It's a great initiative. But why would a parent would want to send somebody to something which they know riskily is going to basically cause them harm, even with helmets, pads, etc., etc. But that's a matter of choice, isn't it? But that's the barrier. That is the barrier I'm basically stating. I'm not questioning anything else, because at the end of the day, as I said, it's a good initiative, and I think the Spinney Hill Park thing and all the other places, it's a good initiative. I think the more people are aware, the better.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there are a lot of children who want to skate. It's fun. That's why people want to do it, because it's really fun.
This is how we're going to deal with that one. You don't straight away go and do the complex things which you would worry about. Of course, when I see it on the internet or I see on the Olympics, It is adrenaline, and you need to be
Yeah.
super fit. We're not talking about that kind of level, and
Of course not.
We're talking about basics. And kids.
Yeah.
If you remember, the gentleman who called earlier on was talking about roller skating. Yeah, and we were doing that at Granby Halls.
Halls, yeah.
Yeah, that was I think in 1924, and that was a long time ago.
1924.
But we've moved on now, haven't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I hope and I wish you all the very best, and I hope everything you do now and in the future, and I hope your initiative goes from strength to strength, and may Allah make it all easy for you. So it's don't get me wrong, and forgive me if I've said something which is misconstrued.
No, brother, absolutely constructive discussion is a progressive discussion, right? So what you've brought out some bullet points, then Yusra will go on the drawing board and she'll say, well, I'm going to deal with this argument, or many parents will throw that in the pot. And a lot of the Asian parents will think like that, but we're going to deal with that. So I'm going to leave you now, and we're going to move on with the show, right? So thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Love you, brother.
Okay,
take care.
Jazakallah salam.
So Yusra, you see, you can't live life through a journey of life from getting hurt. It's always there. Whether we get physically hurt or mentally hurt, life's about getting hurt and picking yourself back up again.
Yeah, I don't know what I said. I hope I didn't make skateboarding sound horrifically dangerous. People get bumps and bruises in any sport. I mean, I broke my nose in netball. So
yeah, of course, and the brother is worried, and he's got some reservations.
Serious injuries are very.
Right?
We've never had a serious injury.
And every parent is scared about their child getting hurt, right? And throughout your growing years, you will get a little bit of hurt here and there, right? So you could hurt yourself playing any sport, Yusra, right? So there's always going to be a risk, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So if you are listening out there, take the worry out. Go and have a go. If you don't try, you don't know. And of course, I'm going to be looking forward to you bringing your crew over to Spin Hill Park.
Yeah, well, the only catch is
it'll be a fun day.
Is all grass, so you need a bit of concrete. So maybe Victoria Park.
No,
like that,
I think they have something there in
the basketball courts, maybe.
Yeah, so we can have a little bit of a fun day, and it's kind of a meet and greet initiative, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, we do things at Victoria Park, Spinning Hill Park. I mean, Spinning Hill Park is my front garden. I live there, so I love it very much. So yeah, no, definitely.
That is a great initiative. Well, we've talked to two wonderful people who are listening in, and they're adding their thoughts to what we're trying to do. And I think it's absolutely brilliant, So again, another message came in saying that everything has a risk in life. Any sport, even dancing, you can do an injury, right? Who would have thought you can do an injury in ballet?
Yeah.
And you can do an injury in that as well, can't you?
Yeah, ballet can be quite brutal on your body, actually. So yeah, definitely is. It's just about trying something new. If something interests you.
So Yusra, have you enjoyed your 10 minutes on Radio Ramadan? Here, an hour is like 10 minutes.
Yeah. No, alhamdulillah, I've enjoyed it very much. So thank you so much for.
Are you coming again?
If you would like me to, I would do it 100%. Yes, I'll bring Lily with me next time.
And we can get her positive energy up a level.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So if she's listening in right now and she's doing her packing, but I think definitely my happiness today is that we have found another member to join our group of 20 to be people who are doing some actual serious good work to develop our community and to take our kids and give them a good start and help develop them as well. And Yusra, there's a reason why God has sent you in that area.
Yeah, subhanAllah.
You could have gone to Spin Hill Park, but he said, no, go there. They need you more. Right? So you got to look at it like that, haven't you?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's a good point.
And what we're going to do is going to do our best to find some people who will share your passion and assist you with your work. And you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about the big M. Nothing happens without the M in your life.
I don't know if people who do you do this on every show? You have a lot of acronyms and abbreviations.
No, only for you. Now, you look on there. How many seconds you've got? So you got 10 seconds to say goodbye.
thank you for having me on the show, and I hope everyone has
Right.
a really good Ramadan.